yeah, celebration pa and our day break customers. Yeah, you. And then customers in here anymore.
Pacho me cheche minya, I don't know, some to make some can ye bia. Bibia me one dede wo hokakra. I wish me anta say, and say team na bibia da yeda mo ase for bibiara mo ye my for the fact say mo chain yes I'm back. So my kind of say mo app na that ma koma so no I have back so mo kona mo use so we really appreciate you guys. Mami Timeka say we'll keep in sending good things are coming. So more also one check emails to me push, one check information I edit to me. And I say in case say we receive any type of communication from us, we'll put up on us oh baby I'll obey to me. I say like we receive emails, push and everything. So in case maybe by mistake or download the app at the beginning, which you should say person will receive any type of communication. We'll put app on the marketing side, which my go ahead to receive email and push SMS so that you can be updated of whatever ever. So my I said one chain, adding baby it's that's it for now. So I'll keep you all updated. But Mumba back, Munko app so now mon send the mun tapo. Now mon send it. Thank you so much.
Yo, honey child, you heard said yeah, and then what found here na said yeah, ten. I just say any GSM and or the break customers. And the abusian for the honey child, any coffee from pong, any Daniel air cannon, intimi se wa bomodia, na kachiri wonu bi anasa damfobi, say and na me no ka say dear, e bani sika mani mu ba time anasa landlord pa dia Taptap Send. We are back and we are back to serve our customers in the diaspora. Mamifa, one or two questions from the audience. Now, me de a year lawyer Eddie Abreu. And inti say, oh, any question, me say, any paba kumi bi kasa omo question ebusa. Ma wonsa so e zoom no so na me mfao na fao question ebra. Enu na chino. Me de lawyer Wisdom Akaho from Wise Smart Solicitors the ebebro yebedi nkomo the afa UK immigration ho ebia obese okofa odofo bi if you are my Ghana mu ba anase wan kasa kra no wa be mu UK na opese ohwe kwan ya befa so a obetoto nioma na wasetena UK no akoyie the amanwa lawyer Wisdom Akaho hanom se wode akwankyere a ho nyina the ebebre entimisle wa sabri about Taptap, mami mfeni pa miensa. Oh, any question biya ebusa about Taptap Send. Sabra ye catch us say Taptap Send is back. Ubitimi yusu edi asendi sika edi akoma ebusuan for ewo my Ghana mu or to support someone in Ghana. Misrewa ode ehon question ebeba yebeyi anu enyina edi amount. There are a few good news and so at Taptap Send ewo edima customers ABR enyene from next week air corner ye be yini nyina ye be kani nyina e dey attract customers is and say ene say o running your own business Taptap Send say me ma onya ntie say enche bia obebie business account e dey ama ona wo running omo ankasa omo business say dey be ya say u send sika komo obi e wo Africa Asia and I said the Caribbean ubetimi use Taptap Send account e dey aye so na electronic card and so Taptap Send Visa card. Taptap Send is going to introduce it before the end of this year. Nina from next week ikono. Yebeka hon asem edi actual. Say or any question with regards to Taptap Send. Ebra Daniel Honey Chad any uraku fifrin pon ewahano ubetimi edi aba. Say any question biya there. Any medane me hon na mafankrato ba kumienu eno na chino. Me the lawyer Wisdom Akaho from Wise Smart Solicitors at the bro. So producer, Mr. Yanko na Yankofa 1 or 2 questions, 1 or 2 adverts, emfa embre a year a for no chino na me the lawyer Wisdom Akaho at the abre a for.
So Christica Manian, put me do rap to say. So me send you my within a minute in Sabacandia. and then one Taptap Send.
Yeah, ebusiafo amanfo bidin di na nakoma pachrewa 1. They recommended Taptap Send amamo. And that's how for aba. O send ko fa baby a. Na ye basa. Omo rating so ye. Omo ye A1. Nti obian load do Taptap Send. Na all say sika for Taptap. Piao.
Yɛbɔ hu de wɔkyerɛ amansan yɛbɔ hu de wɔkyerɛ Ghana for say yɛwɔ akwantu ne de sika kɔfie nie me yɛn fɛmfa baabi a yɛbɛnu yɛn ho Taptap Send Taptap edemu fua Taptap Send in this asu
Taptap and one na
Taptap de one na
After successfully redefining Accra's skyline with the delivery of the signature apartment, Cape May Properties presents an exclusive unveiling of the tallest residential building in Ghana, offering a first look of Sultan Sky. Sultan Sky, a magnificent representation of the seamless fusion of quality, groundbreaking innovation, and pioneering architectural brilliance. An extraordinary structure set to reshape the concept of upscale living, thanks to its inventive attributes and unparalleled commitment to precision. This master-planned residential development will focus on the building's location, security, privacy, the design's aesthetic brilliance, elevated features in each living space, cutting-edge smart home technology, and amenities beyond imagination, with fantastic residential features which include 24-hour concierge service, a state-of-the-art fitness center, a floating tennis court, a floating swimming pool, a spa, a sky pool, a sky lounge, a movie theater, co-working spaces, kids zone, distinctive lifts for staff and deliveries, private gardens, chef's kitchen, expansive terraces, entertainment rooms, restaurant, and 24-hour security. Sultan Sky, a new perspective in the sky.
Yo, adapun mema unyane. Yes. Abri lawyer wisdom Akaho from Wiseman Solicitors. Wawa be coming home. Meneno eba abetwetwe enkomo. Ani ntimi se wa twiben wa fidie no na afre wonua bi ana adamfo bi na wono nso omeken ho isense UK immigration issues ho enkomo na yene lawyer eba abetwetwe. Wudi kan enya ne ntie se Taptap Send reps ma enya ne ntie se Sabra Minoka said Taptap Send is live and you can use Taptap Send to send money to your family and loved ones in Ghana. Lawyer mema wajo ema wakwaba ene nyumre edo eba dwumadie so.
Na mejo so mema wajo ema wakwaba. Who to say?
Oba de na da Roma divine selection akan eno ntino se yeda so yete ase a na adom bi arakwa.
Amen, 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 amen. If you want
yeah, we can't complain. We just have to thank God. Yeah, we just have to thank God. Yo, lawyer, I'm saying dear, so Benyan minu nyina edi adanse say UK immigration eye ura Niger Farage wakane ho saa abrantie ana papa yia ena Brexit woka se wotwro wo baase ho edi efa UK kroni mu nyina sika dodo a okan se UK etua edi ko Brussels eye Europe enu ntino saa sika no UK betimi edi abone bra enze se ye kokan EU eho eno ena wokan ye ekoto nkrofo bi no masum ɛma ɔmo yɛ ho campaign na ɛma Brexit UK free ɛyɛ EU mu ɛne yɛ aberanteɛ papa yi wasan aka ne ho keka nsɛm yasan enso ate deɛ ɛyɛ Prime Minister Keir Starmer enso ɛka ɛfa UK immigration ɛho ɛba ne sa yɛn a yɛn immigration nsɛm ase papa no ɛyɛ na yɛ adwin mu ayɛn ayɛyɛn me nana bɛka sɛ ayɛyɛn kesene we twi pa yɛ adwin mu ayɛ kesene meka lawyer hwɛ m'anim ɔsere ɔnte ase kesene yɛ adwin mu ayɛ bebree ntinana ye bɔbɛn mu a na ye pɛsɛ yehu nea ɛkɔ so ebie mu nso ni titiri paa no ye nuanom a ɛde ɛyɛ care and health care visa COS ɛbaayɛ dodoɔ na ayɛ stranded ɛwɔ krom UK hanom na if there is also any update bi ɛba no UK immigration so a na wama yɛn ehu na yesua bibi enso edi efrimu lawyer yetio
Sana Midasibio Emichia Etio I think we have 109 people on the platform. Very impressive. Mijidi se ubi ahu ye dear. Mijidi ahu ye. Nana Midasi. Tisenya ukaya no and na me percent me kasa about yanga yaba krum ha unia sitna. Ubi awoba ye. Awoni hwi ebia odi bibi ne baye ebia odi visit visa and a buyer and now or buy as a student and apart from being a student or buy as a ebia baba yejuma and now worry and or the buyer and now in any other category or buy if we buy as transit or faha edia kokro for so overdo from han wan kubio sankro point na ewo hana e kwan ben so na obetimi afa edia nya wasitna. In other words, how can an overstayer regularize their stay in the UK? That's what I want to look at. How can an overstayer regularize their leave in the UK? But before I know, I also want to look at how a valid or a genuine marriage can be classified as not genuine. Even though say our near our repair Ukuno Ghana, Wiro Ghana, Upesoko Faneba. There are certain things if you're not careful, even though the marriage is genuine, the Home Office can classify it as a fake marriage because of Niama Uwaye and Awakanente. But say Yantimi and Kan will talk about that next week, God willing. So last week, Mikasa Efa about some changes to say Ukaya, Papa Nigel Farage, Okaya, about Brexit. Or a lot of noise about Brexit, UK in the EU. And they agreed with him. And so you got to a referendum and the fee, EU no more. Now we are all feeling the bite. We are all feeling the pinch of it. So Sani Payan so Wasamba Bium said as I say UK, they say if your friend is saying already Prime Minister. Now Banso and near Obayeni we bought one or two things over here. And in response to that, young Prime Minister and so Eddie proposals be about. Now, now because younger immigrants now, we are usually the softest target when it comes to blame. If the politicians want somebody to blame or something to blame or some category of people to blame, the first and easiest and softest point to blame will be the immigrants. Yang na boni saying say bibi boni kosra we are blamed. Say there's pressure on the system. We are blamed. If another party wants to come into power, they push the blame on immigrants and just to be popular, because a lot of people want to hear about. Because sometimes if it stinks, if it smells, that is what attracts attention. In other words, if it is bad, you make the news sound so bad that immigrants are doing this, immigrants are doing that, immigrants are the thieves, they are taking your work, they are doing this, then attention goes there and people attract vote. Unfortunately, young ansuna, a human bi owa omo nye yansuna yebeye. Yet, young na Bonnie as a young they keep pushing it to us. Until Nigeria for radio cancer or no oba be indefinite leave if you know. So, and a few other things he mentioned. It's based on that, his approval rating went very high. And of course, Mejidi said, the Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, he probably panicked a bit and now also shaking a currency. Of course, also said, Oye Bibi, and all can be just said he's in charge or he's on the ball. And so also the proposals be ever. And yeah, law, and your white paper, it's nothing yet. A proposal be an orchestra or no so ever. A fair na almost see almost air call for. They're going to do consultation. They're going to have consultation on this, and even eventually after the consultation, almost getting to the later part of the year. In fact, we are already at the later part of the year. So the later part of the year, where consultation. After the consultation, Megidise Ebeko Parliament, they are going to put things together, and whichever one is accepted becomes part of the rules. And Neokayano, Enyemra yet. Enyemra, but almost say that is what they want to do. Okay, all right. So, Prime Minister, about a few things. So, one, I'll say, before you become or you get indefinite leave to remain, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 things. First of all, I'll say you must have a job. So, CIECA say having a job is not a requirement in certain categories of or getting indefinite leave to remain. Younger health and care and our skilled worker jobs, of course, it is a requirement that you are still with the employer. But other categories, example, the 20-year long residence or the 10 years long residence, it is not a requirement that you must have a job. And sana indefinite. Prime Minister said, changes. It will be a requirement to have a job before and indefinitely to remain. The second thing, what's the reason for that? Megidi said they want you to prove, say, you are financially stable. You are financially independent. And support too. So I'm sure that is the objective of introducing having a job as a requirement for getting your indefinite leave. That you can support yourself, you can support your family without probably getting a benefit. So one, get a job. It is a proposal. Number two, I almost say, ansana will be indefinite. No, so you have to refrain from claiming benefit. In other words, you should not be taking benefit. And say, so would you benefits to say you don't have a problem. But say emrana SSA na ukuji benefit, then it may affect your eligibility for indefinite leave to remain. Not citizenship, but for your indefinite leave to remain. I know your proposal Prime Minister and so they're going to have consultation on that to determine whether that should be part of the requirements for indefinite leave to remain in the UK. That is also another thing that would work out. The next one, of course, you have to contribute social security. Contribute to social security. Contribute to social security in the sense that so pension, of course, the bit mutual baby. Now, one contributive what nakuma 20 years. Would you be crata juma Yama wanka sankasa would one franco juma because also near Udi juma de no hona na openti 1 year contribution via uko pension. What do you expect the government to give you? So they want you to also put something in the basket before you can take out of it. So they expect that you make some contribution, social security contribution. And also, and now you can say, and yet a requirement. It is not a requirement, but say embrace is not part of the requirements. Then, if you are not contributing Social Security, then of course you may not be eligible for indefinite leave to remain. But let me go up to the one before the Social Security. And we are referring from claimant benefit. Memejidi say a honor can be a problem. Why do I say that? Also, we have income support threshold, which means you shouldn't live below that level of income. We share the case of Uvovo, which is used to determine the income support threshold, especially for children and single parents, persons, etc., etc. Sɛ ebia nipa no ɔnyɛ adwuma ana adwuma na ɔyɛ no sika na ɔgye no sika ni so ɛno nti na wodi benefit ɛde so na wotumi ameti that income support threshold. Sɛ ukoyi saa benefit ni fi hɔ a the person may drop below the poverty line, below the income support threshold, which means the person is going to fall with the children below the income support threshold and they will be in poverty. And to say nobody should live below the poverty line, and yet say people shouldn't claim benefit. In that case, you are pushing them below the poverty line. So I foresee that that can be a problem area. So let us see how they are going to present this rules or these changes that have been proposed. Let's see how it's going to come into effect and whether it would actually work at all. So that is a thing I think will be a problem with the not claiming benefit. So let's see. The next one is almost you must have a clean criminal record, no criminal record. Before when you're indefinite, no, you should not have any criminal record. That is the proposal. You should have a clean criminal record. And see, hopeful, 2.5 years, so etc., etc. It is a requirement that before, it's currently you must have clean criminal record anyway, but it's of course it's going to be made into rules if it is accepted or based on the consultation. So it's a requirement that you must have clean criminal record, and indefinite leave to remain in the UK. Then the next one, very interesting. Right now, because it is not a requirement, but almost based on the consultation and the proposals, I'm sure they want to chip it in that you must volunteer in your community. You must volunteer in your community. I think last week I went over this, but I'm just quickly summarizing. You must volunteer in your community. Now, what is the reason for volunteering in your community? They want to see that you are integrated in the community. Community integration. You are fully integrated in the community. You support good, and that can support your good character. You give back. You are not always taking benefit, taking child tax credit, taking income support, taking housing benefit, taking council tax, taking everything, taking council tax reduction, taking universal credit. You are only taking, you are not giving anything back. They want to see that you are also giving something back by volunteering in the community. So to them, that is an indication of integration in the community, and it supports your good character. You are responsible. You contribute beyond your personal gain. It's not just about you all the time, but it's about others as well. And now, Mikase, volunteering in the community is not a requirement for indefinite leave to remain. And now, Mikase, it is not. But you will be required to show that you have volunteered in the community. Example, there are areas where there are these food banks. Let me alcohol to volunteer. Of course, you don't just work there. You would have liaised with the organizers. They have you on record. You distribute food to people who come to collect food from the food banks. Very important. That is evidence of contributing in the community. Go to charities like British Heart Foundation to support them. Letter. So of course, maybe once in a week or twice every week, or to me back. Support the community, support us in arranging the clothes, washing the clothes, etc., etc. Help in the drying room, etc. Folding the items, packaging the items. It's an indication that you are giving something back to the community. You are not only taking, but you are giving something back to the community. So that is one thing. Oxfam, so British Heart Foundation, Oxfam, and in many other charities in the UK. We have the Cancer Research, we have British Red Cross, the NSPC, and all of this can show that you are involved in your community and you help and support. Of course, it will show your deeds, the duties you perform, the impact you make in your character. It all goes to show that you have a good character. So, Usha, these are some of the proposals. Prime Minister Aka, and law. One more area to demonstrate proficiency in English at the moment it is level B1. At the moment, the proficiency in English is B1 for you to get your indefinite. We don't know if they are going to keep it at B1 or they are going to raise it higher. We have no idea. And the change actually what are going to be, or what are going to be the changes, or what will be the change with regards to the English language requirement. My advice, and it's say we will be and you are eligible or you are qualified for indefinite to see, please do it now. Men can say, oh, sikeni ho, oh, may in next year, it's not messing me down back and forth. One shot not emrana sisan, as a sanswa, one shot not a very effective. Especially young my minimal, young paponomo, abiana, English language, no issue, no. So see, I had that B1, say, only 65 years, please try. It is still going to be a lot less than when the changes come. I don't think the changes will be made to make it easier. The changes will always be made to make it more difficult. I don't say, please, if you can, do it now. If you're eligible for indefinite, prepare your application now. So say, rather than say overtime, NASA changes nearby, it would affect you. It would affect you. Now, right now, and now you can say, you can get your indefinite leave after 5 years, lawfully depending on the route on which you are, or after 10 years, lawfully depending on the route on which you are. So over 10-year lawful residence, so over 2.5, total of 10 years, you go for your indefinite. That started in 2012, and plus 10, it means 2022. And at the first batch of 2.5 years, no, 10 years. And people are now qualifying for their 10 years, and after the 10 years, going for indefinite. My advice is, please, if you're eligible, go for your indefinite. Don't wait until say and society that may make it more difficult for you to be eligible. And so near my corner, young crop, we 1 year careful. If it's a grag, none you for no about. A bed is a grag, now. Yeah, we share population, the minority population, it is nothing compared to the Afrophone population. No, Uber London and Yawaka, Uko Birmingham, Yawaka, Uko Manchester, Yawaka, Uko Abia, Watford, Yawaho, MK, Yawaho, but Uko and Crasina, Bibia, Afrophone doors, no. Before you, a Hollands no Omunya vote Nifi. And say the election, but to her and net, I can say, one shot. Papa we have no clue what is going to happen. So if you're eligible now, please apply. So that is just in terms of updates. Now I'm going to go on to my main topic. I'll just be brief, then now maybe my questions. Now, so Obi Abakrumha. Now, of course, just raise your hand. I'll pick you, and then you can respond to the. You put your question, and then I can respond to it. Thank you. So, if you have a chroma, there were different ways I did that. There will be about our students. A binsu by with basic visas. A binsu by through or and on G transit visa so over for UK now of cycle so not obi not or China or so over for UK obi so no baby fufro over for now so do chroma and so pro in more promo fe and tinya dia let was akọ na wakem the visa lewu obi nso buy with our rare or buy with our rare so unfortunately niam ntimi ankọ so se senia or plan yes ebekọ so no ono nso wakem ana obi nso ne papa na de ne buy na nso family ebusia entokwa ana mbu ebusia ntiaze ni ho nti papa ne se mentumi enye mentumi nye application name ma obium ana woni mentumi ntina biom fifie neko na wo fifie akọ ne krata na ewu ebeye den na obanya asip na ana obi nso ebaye with health and care obaye no of course na again ejumeni ho ne krata na yetwam edien na obeye yetwam yama ne 60 days no wantimi anya hwe anya nti wanya dwuma foforo ana wantimi an osi wonko back na wanya dwuma foforo nti wakem ana ne visa na ewu sankrofo ina no what can you do if you happen to find yourself in such a category? What would you do, and how can you regularize your stay in the UK? The way then and when was it now UK? That is what I want to just discuss briefly. We will be kumha uvisi uni asitna. A kwa benso and I'll wait me after Edianya wasitna ukuma. I will spend a few minutes. Number one, assuming sir uni uba and a buyer, uba no na oye under or your baby child and I would in a buyer. I bet now have for 7 years, sir. And Marani Chrese, who near sitna, Ubano so near sitna. But because Ubama atna kromha for 7 years, Nente, who evidence I just said, Ubano wako school or GP, you can prove the 7 years. So Ubana wouldn't a buyer. What's not kromha for 7 years. In that case, because Ubana atna kromha for 7 years, who near sitna, what's my application for Ubana under appendix private life on the basis that Ubana is 7 years kromha. Na Ubano the 7 years I would do a krom to one kasansu bet me application. Until my applications me but we are based on Ubana on what not come for 7 years and the appendix private life. And now who are we appendix FM section LTRPT. In other words, appendix family life, leave to remain as a parent. So you can do 2 applications or you can just make 1 application for yourself based on the child. Now, near me can say, Abofrano, any idea of Akoye Juma, na Odisika Abefi, any idea o to quine, Ako Bibia. And to Sikana Woody Kwakoye application Amasa Abofrey. In some cases, better so once you can have the supporting evidence, I just say Abofrano not come up for 7 years. But yet because home office fee is £1,321. IHS a year £2,587.50p. Udikanwa a year £3,908.50p. In other words, £4,000 less than £95.50p or so, £94.50p. £4,000 no. Udikoya application ama ubei. I'm afraid on to quite on koyejuma physical. So I would advise that Yama based on that child. If there is evidence that you have lived or stayed in the UK with your child for 7 years, that is Abofra within Abba. Number 2, Sanya Saudi Abofra Naba, but who know a chrome hair. Nasa odi 7 years. And non so what make the same rules now me boss no na odi aye application for yourself upa wet na yama ubano upa wankasa wet me aye based on ubano and also optional or based on the appendix private life for the child and yourself. The second category is Wabakrum Ubayano, not you were still under 18. The child has to be under 18, 0 to 7 years, but the child has to be under 18. You have to do that application. Second one, between 18 to 25 years, what the half of your life in the UK? So if you are 18 years, it means half of that is 9 years in the UK. If you are 20 years old, half of 20 is 10 years in the UK. If you are 22 years, half of that is 11 years. You should prove that you've spent 11 years in the UK. If you are 24 years, half of that is 12 years in the UK. So 18 to 25 years, you should spend half of your age in the UK. If you have the proof that you've spent half of your age and you've been 18 years to 25 years and you've spent that in the UK, then you can also apply to stay in the UK. You are 18 years old, you are under 25 years, half of your age in the UK, or evidence about my application also ubenya wasitna. For ubia, what's not from her, visa ewuno. That is also an option for you. So, option 1, 0 to 18 years, you must be in the UK for 7 years. 18 to 25 years, you must be in the UK for half of your life. So if you are 18, half, whatever age you are, divided by 2, you should have spent that number of years in the UK. Now, so over 25 years, you should be in the UK for 20 years. And sana, what to make a application to stay in the UK. So 0 to 18, 7 years, 18 to 25 years, half of your life or half of your age, 25 years and above, 20 years in the UK. That is what you have to prove. So that is under the private life route for anybody who has overstayed their leave. There is also a provision which says that, so what now you can have for less than 20 years, maybe what now for 17 years, 18 years, 19, 15, 14, whatever it is. But you can prove that there are insurmountable obstacles or there are circumstances which would make your integration in the country where you are supposed to go. You cannot go back and integrate in that country. In that case, you don't have to be for 20 years, but it has to be less than 20 years. How do you prove, say, you can go and integrate? Which is very difficult. There is only one instance I dealt with like that. Nicaragua was from, I think, Sierra Leone. Ni uncle, I think during the time they were fighting at the point, ni uncle, and ni uncle, MOB, and then ni uncle went back. Unfortunately, he got killed during the civil war or something. So he has no family member to go back to. He was in the UK for under 20 years. And it was based on that in the application with all the arguments. And Home Office didn't accept it because they said no, they don't believe the story. So it is difficult to meet the under 20-year agreement if you claim that you are not able to go back to your country to integrate. It's quite difficult for them to believe such stories. So, but that is the rule anyway. So the next one is child-based application. Children or child-based application. 1, I have mentioned 2 already. If you have a child, the child is 7 years, either born in the UK or brought to the UK, you can apply based on your child and you will get your leave to remain in the UK. That is that. 2, if you have a child and the child is not 7 years old, please let's pay attention to this. The child is not 7 years old, either born in the UK or brought from outside, but the child has 2.5 years limited leave to remain. That application can be made outside the rules. that application can be made outside the rules. I have been told by several of my colleagues that it cannot be done, but I have done them and they have been successful. I have been told, clients have sent me screenshots of conversations they have had with some other legal representatives who told them it cannot be done. Anyway, we have done them. We've had results, not one, not two, not three, not four. Countless applications have been made, and we've got results for those applications. Now, it means that you must prove that the child is in the UK legally. The child is not 70 years old, but the child is in the UK legally. The child has 2.5 years limited leave to remain. In that case, we make the application outside the rules. It is outside the rules because the child is not under the rules. The child is not a qualifying child. You see, qualifying child, it means the child is either 7 years old, the child has indefinite leave, or the child has British citizenship. But Ubana waited 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years now. Only British, only indefinite, only British. So the child is not under the rules. The child is outside the rules, but the child is in the UK legally. On that basis, based on the arguments and the case laws that we use, we've always been successful in that respect. So that is also another area which you can decide to elect to go for. It is outside the rules, not under the rules. But say, Ubanidi 7 are under the rules. Ubani were indefinite under the rules. Ubani are British under the rules. Ubani are less than 7 years on your British or indefinite outside the rules. Please take note of that. Now, so that is child-based. The other one is if, assuming, let me just make this assumption. You had a child in Ghana. The child's father is British. And the child's father applied for British passport for this child or these children. You were in Ghana with the kids. Somehow, when you visit visa, and I would be with the kids. Once I wouldn't woman abedu krom hano. Wouldn't woman and I wouldn't badon or British abedu krom hano. Wombe to make a application at Nakruma based on that child. The child was born in Ghana. The child is a British citizen because the father applied for the citizenship for this child. You are now in the UK with this child based on that child. It is possible. Again, under Appendix FM section, leave to remain as a parent. But that application comes with some technicalities. There's a timeline after which you have to apply. Ubadu ne, udi abufana koshe school ne, uvisa name we yes application I can guarantee 100% that your application will be refused. Ubadu ne, abufana ko school, OBAG piamano, your 6 months is still valid, and your 2 years visa is still valid. If you make that application, I would guarantee you that it will be refused. And there is a timeline beyond which you can apply, not within that timeline. If you make it within the timeline, it will be refused. So please speak to a lawyer who will guide you and direct you as to when to make that application. So take note of that. So that is also child-based. Sawa Ubano Krumha, we did 10 years, or a British citizen, or a British passport, and our British passport import. But who are evidence that just have the 10 years or eligible for British citizenship, again, with my application based on that child that is a British citizen or eligible to be registered as a British citizen, and also another one, quite some time ago, and he said, Abufani Mami British. Papa Onishi, Yawa Abufani Mami and passport number, no, but not our birth certificates now. And Timiji Abufani birth certificate, Ejini Mami birth certificate, Ejini Mami British passport, and Nami application Abufani Papa on the basis set ne ba no British, even though na abofra no nkra British passport, me using the birth certificate and any mommy passport copy, plus the mother's birth certificate as well to prove that she is British. With this evidence, me to me application, Emma Papa Nonso, Enya Nasitna. Obi Baby says, how did you do it without a child's British passport? And your passport, abofra British. It is a question of law. The law says if a child is born and the parent or any of the parent is British or settled, the child is automatically a British citizen. So under Section 1.1 of the British Nationality Act of 1981, on that basis, the child is British. So that was the argument we raised, and the father got his say through the child that is British. Although the child did not have a British passport, we still did it for this child. So that is something else we have to take note of. It is doable. We've done it. We've seen results, so it can be done with the law. The other one is you have a stepchild. Here, I'll put it on board. One kasa uniba. Now, so we share oba ono woba. And we share obemba ono ewoba. Na abofra ne ewo ne papa anane maame nkyɛn. Wo worry sa oba no ana obemba na abofra na ba bedane wo your step child. Waba noma. The child is your step child. The child must be under 18 years. On that basis, you are able to apply to remain in the UK on the basis that you have a stepchild. And on that grounds, you have the right to be in the UK to help look after your stepchild. Now, and yes, school. Keke, Davy, it doesn't work that way. So, oh, me no, madam for ya, me kofani bani fi school, me kofani bani fi school, me dini school, and to me person me dina abofra so di Davy enya sa. Want to me end na obi basu wa mrekwa woni abofra ne maame anani papa ene kita hundibia, and now you have no relationship. Want to me nko Dawson market and say abofra brana me fa nko application. It doesn't work that way. You must have some sort of relationship with the child's mom or dad. And the relationship we are talking about is one, civil partners, marriage, or unmarried partners. And the unmarried partners, we are talking about 2 years relationship. 2 years relationship. If you can prove that you are in a relationship for 2 years and not evidence enough, say, your application on your partner and your stepchild. Very important. Remember, said 2 years, and you have to live in the same address. Not necessarily, but you have to prove that there is a genuine relationship going on for 2 years. Relationship, not necessarily 2 years under the same roof. The Home Office sometimes asks for 2 years evidence of cohabitation, but it can be argued that 2 years relationship is different from 2 years living together. That is what we have to take note of. So, but wabanoma, papa anane mame. Based on that, ubeteme ay application ubenyawa signal. There was one I did again some time back, about a couple of years ago. Na abofra ne maame, unfortunately, sadly, she passed away. And na abofra ne woni papa nchen. And maame ewari papa abofra ne ebe dane on nipa. And look at the yankasa a stepchild, because we share, I think, section 6, under paragraph 6 of the definition of the Immigration Act now. It defines a child as a child whose mother, your child as a child whose mother has passed or the parent has passed. So if I marry somebody and the child's mother, the child's father has passed away, by virtue of that definition, I am the child's father, no longer a stepfather, but I am the father. That is if the other parent is passed away. But if the other parent is alive, then I'm the stepdad. If the other parent, if the father passed away, I am the father, not a stepfather. If he's alive, I am a stepfather. So these are some of the definitions in the rules that we can look at. So yes, you can, based on your stepchild and your partner, you get your stay in the UK. Now you have no basis, you have nothing, you have no legal right to be in the UK. But ABR, you are having some serious medical condition. Once over to meet some medical condition, so no how their application to remain in the UK. It is not guaranteed, but it is a good starting point. Very, very good starting point. But yes, it has to be a serious medical, compassionate, compelling, serious medical condition. You need a letter from your consultant, not just your GP, but your consultant, which shows that your situation is so serious, you need to remain in the UK to continue receiving treatment. Because yes, for all you know, some medication you can't afford it because of your medical condition. Based on this, you are able to make an application to the Home Office to remain in the UK. If you present a strong case based on your medical condition, then yes, you have the chance to be in the UK as well. And that is Article 8. Don't go Article 3. Article 3 is almost impossible to meet, but Article 8, your human right, yes. If you have all the supporting evidence, then of course you can move and meet that as well. So that is also an option for you. Then the next one, if you're a victim of abuse or modern slavery, there will be an appendix temporary permission to stay for victims of human trafficking or slavery. Appendix temporary permission to stay for victims of human trafficking and or slavery. If you can prove that you're a victim of modern slavery, in other words, it doesn't matter. You are being treated like a slave. If you go out, you are being monitored, and etc., etc. Your whole life is under control. You are like a slave, and then you're from modern slavery. If you have the evidence to prove that you have been treated as a modern slavery, you can still make application based on appendix temporary permission to stay for victims of human trafficking or modern slavery. So these are some options. You have no options. You don't know what to do. What can you do? Another option is that you can go out. Or your bar and your bema. So worry, but oniba. So oniba, in that case, you have to go out and apply to come back to the UK. Say abufrenim yaribianim, no insurmountable obstacle. Then you have to go out, apply, and return. But as I said, we made the £29,000, the English language requirement, the accommodation requirement, the relationship requirement, etc., etc., etc. If you can meet all of this, then you will be able to pass that requirement. So, generally, these are some of the options that a person who does not have the right to be in the UK can elect to get their leave in the UK. And now you're about one papaya British, and now crying indefinite, Mofani crying British, obey your application. It's as simple as that. And now, more worry, Obana, British, money but Obana ko adopti Abufra see a British. Based on that, Papa na only sit na so wet me fa ne adopted child no and the partner. So these are some of the ways able to me apasu if you are in the UK without the leave to be here. I will take some questions and then I'll go to the chat room and see if there are some questions there. I will take it. Thank you. Okay, so I will take King. King, please unmute and then let me take your question to... Yes, Mr. King, if you're listening, please ask the question, please. Carla? All right. Okay, please, go on, please.
Hello.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes. Me pacho me di say me were 5 years health and care visa. Actually, me by school, and I'm here me health and care. Na ma wutu kuma me ba me class 6 the by ma wutu. But juma no omo tete me do nti me jai. And na home office for actually me say omo mami 2 months. Me fan pay another application and I say me come back to Ghana. Ghana so dey me nko. Me to me fan kwala 18 nko Ghana. Nti mpese me gina nkwala na ma wo mo ha no. Ba ko ye di 3, ba ko di 1. Na me digin krata cause cage man kra me nye biem. Atete ne doso. Nti pacho che me kwa me fa so. Usi wawo me visa na nyen we be 2027. Ba home office for actually me say by November bibi me nko Ghana me nko. Nti me pese me use san kwala me na ma wo mo. And now some of them free Ghana buy because this is our 4th year in this country. Nti pacho che me kwa me fa so a me nya nkrata atena kroma me kunu ne me nkwala na me dase.
That's it. Maybe some questions. Enti mo from you know na wawo mo from hana omo ne asit na on.
Omo na me dependent. Me na me main person. Me na me ba school na me nya visa no. Me nya care juma no yeah.
Thank you. So as it stands, you omo na dependent on you. And to say wo visa no in November or whatever time it would affect all of them. Now,
yes,
you know why you're putting Section 3C. Section 3C says say about 60 days and not we any sort of application to the Home Office. Your leave extends. Copim timer, Home Office will make a decision. We'll say you've been here for 3 years. Unfortunately,
4 years.
For 4 years. Well, unfortunately, it is not 7 years yet. And it's any application based on the long residence of the child, a private library, it will not work because the kids are not yet 7 years in the UK. And none of the kids is having settlement citizenship. So if you look at the 3 options, 7 years in the UK, no. Indefinite, no. Citizenship, no. So on these 3 bases, you have no grounds to apply under the law. Maybe if you just want to stretch your time, you can make an Article 8 human rights application to the Home Office. I will not guarantee that it will be successful because you don't come under the rules. And you haven't mentioned to me that any of the kids has any medical condition. Based on a known tape. As I said, so worst case scenario is you remain in the system until the kids are 7 years in the UK. Then you can make an application based on that. Yes?
But I heard one that is not under the law. Say the 2.5 years legally.
Yes, I mentioned that, but I added if the child has 2.5 years legal lawfully in the UK, 2.5 years lawfully. So let's assume that the child's mother, maybe you, for instance, the child is here with you and you have another child that is a British citizen and the child is in the UK with 2.5 years because you have another child that is British and the child who has nothing has applied based on the stepbrother or sister who is British, that child will have 2.5 years. So the father who has nothing can make the application based on that child who has 2.5 years. But in this case, the kids are all based on you. Whatever they have is not 2.5 years limited leave to remain under the rules. They are not citizens. They don't have indefinite. So yours will be purely outside the rules, but it is down to the caseworkers to argue or to prove that, or for you to prove that if they ask you all to leave the UK, you can't. Then they'll consider your Article 8 with the children's as well as your partner's application as well. Yeah?
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Hannah, Sister Hannah and Nima. Sister Hannah. All right. If Sister Hannah is not, Sister Hannah, are you there?
Yeah, me pacho me ho.
Then I can go to the next one, please.
Okay. Me pacho me question is many me kun nearby, but you know, behind them different routes nearby. Mba ma me bani kuta British passport. Okwa bes na me fa so a me kun ebenye bi. Me se me de e de a me nye bi. Okwa bes me fa so a me kun no so ebenye bi.
Okay. Oh no, again now the buy.
Ono the student dependent nearby.
Independent. Okay.
But buy in Qatar near trim.
Okay. All right. And near one in the woo one year British no or no. I sit never one in our area now, one in the week. Okay.
Me pacho minimi kun na we but obi na ye me ban nkrata no ma tim.
Okay, and who kunechi?
Devi.
Hey, mami, na so near me can it mami why?
Me pacho.
And one who ba ubani ye British citizen.
Me pacho.
Okay. So who found so I say na no ubani ye British citizen. Yes?
Me pacho.
Okay. The fact that ubani ye British ni papa asayamana. Now, once ni papa asayamana now, to say when papa fufro on so figure na buy only no in a relationship. Say student or no this student dependent ni buy na of course auntie Phoenicia, thank you. I think that is right. Sister Hannah, Mama Hannah, my main may number no into the chat room for you. We have 0208 0208016538 0208016538 and not any office number and a mobile number near 079 31 411 042 079 31 411 042 079 31 411 042. Sister Mr. Question can answer pan so we work at high pan bra preme never na yen kasawa. But a kwa a bet media sort into brana, yeah. Opinion been a catcher, me say, opinion pound. Or say, and yen Ukrainian, you can bedroom, a new cream now, so near bedroom never can, and take Uba near Nassy, near Christian, that's it. I think it's KBO answer, Papa Pacho from where? Pacho Casana, yeah.
Yo, good evening, lawyer.
Good evening, Papa.
Did you start here?
I didn't say, one swear.
Nyamiadum. Lawyer, me de me wa Ghana. Na, I'm say, my trial set me from me don't know ma mini pebi or you na o hia o mo apa nti. Say, ntina I'm saying they can't chat na me call off na me say by me nim say akepa de na me think o liable contact say be an pa betimi aba be hu.
Okay, media two chat room now and say, but message with me about if you are pen and with me and sure. Right.
Pacho me hu. It be man.
Yeah.
The question na me no di kan ye say or fill it or the care anybody. Now offering application no why indicate say our uncle via UK ho. Na akoba say nkata no mo twem. Na yete utimi use to EU settlement dependent. Na say ne ofa no ka ofa ne nkata ento no to nanka ontimi emfanya ne niema. Na obitase ne ofa no am say the last 2 months ya na oje benefit or strategy benefit obetimi amana ya amana na.
Okay.
So hete ne uncle de na anye ya nkobi o yi nkata ebetimi de na yi ne nkata aware no nipa ne say won ne yire na krata to say na nka ono nkɔpɛ address because ne yire no nipa ne yire ne use to address ɛwɔ ɔmo fie ɔmo to UK tinka ɔnkɔpɛ address to from na nka ɔmo mfanye sa nkrata no ɛno so obetumi apɛ address to from de ama ɔne nipa na ya na msane questions are ni
me da says ma anza in brief but for number na man na omra ne entina say I will say Emrana Sisa, ye Umrana Sisa, the view of our friend Brexit, 31st of December 2020, 11 p.m. in a UK, PU. From that day, no Nyama Bibrea Sisa. And see, wafa say, me wafa, me brother, Nisa ye winning na ye trip, and ye you may be. But Oba, me never discussion as to which options are available. But you the anything idea, or better me. That will not work because I'm different. Different. But me auntie, my uncles, brothers, sisters, uncle, nephew, nieces, they've all been cut off from the date of Brexit. They are no longer part of the EU. They are not defined as family members anymore. I don't know. But Mr. Opanamba na Obaba Nyakasa. Thank you. Mr. Albert Koy, Albert Bekoy, Mr. Please, we can ask your question, please.
Oh, yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, how are you, lawyer?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Good.
Yeah, just a quick one. I have 3 girls.
Right.
2 of them are British citizens.
Right.
And 1 has an indefinite leave to remain.
Okay.
At the moment, I'm on the 10-year route, and I have 2 more years to apply for my indefinite leave to remain.
Right.
So my question is, can I use my children to apply for an early indefinite leave to remain, or I still have to wait and complete the 10 years before applying?
Okay, thank you. You had a lot of options, man. You had a lot of options. But in your case, right now, you are best finishing with the 10 years. You have 2 more years to go. Because if you switch to your children, you still have to do 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
There is no point. So carry on with it. You've done 8, 2 more years. You get your indefinite. You are on your own. You have no problems at all. That would be the best option for you. If when you had the first 2.5 years, any of your kids was settled, you could have switched to 5 years route. So instead of doing 10 years, you do 5 years, and then you would have gotten your indefinite. But that didn't happen. You are almost finishing. So just carry on with this, and you'll be fine. Thank you.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because what happened was all 4 of us were on the 10-year route, but with the students, things change between if you have a child between 18 and 24, and they've lived more than half of their years.
That's correct.
That was when, so they went through that route.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you are too old to go through that route.
Yeah.
So you have.
So I still have to wait. I have to wait. There's nothing I can do.
No, anything else you do is going to be waste of money, and it's going to give you blood pressure because your expectations will be too high. And if you are disappointed, you get high blood pressure. So please don't.
Thank you very much.
Don't waste your money, please.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You are doing a very good job. I always listen to you, and I'm so excited.
Thank you.
Taptap Send, they are really, really doing very well.
Thank you.
Lawyer, God bless you. Lawyer Wisdom, God richly bless you. Yeah, we really appreciate the job that some of you are doing, helping the Ghanaian community. God really bless you. God bless you.
And bless
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Mr. Biney, then I think I'll take up to Sister Mercy, and then I take some questions from the chat room. Mr. Biney, can we talk, please?
Okay. Yeah, good evening, lawyer. Just a quick one. If I short time and I'm a office, my office severally, but
Yes.
Yeah, me.
Sorry, I am speaking from somewhere in the world, so I'm sorry you couldn't get me, but maybe a week by this time you'll get me in the office. My apologies.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, call me. I am we are baby. Call me next week. You'll get me, please. My apologies.
Yeah. Bye.
Hi. Miss Justice, can you unmute and go on, please? Oh, Miss Justice. Papa Justice.
Please unmute me here. Now me be a lawyer say me me catch anything wo. Mama you know me hu omo anta me ba you. Na ma call me nya me krata reels ma call back. Now say last one na me wo ne there because no omo free EU ni mu ansa me wo ne ntina me ye bibi a friend so responsibility.
Yes.
And where you know. Na me bisa how to go about it.
Virtual abufana mame ono Ghana.
The mame wo Ghana no mummy and saying now Ghana na.
Okay. And now who indefinite say na.
Look then definitely I'm next month I may apply for settlement no. Me kuta set a pre-settled. I'm next year.
Okay.
And me no me be say me nya settled na next we are nanka media ma start application akofa EU for more me wo before me wo man some band the omo also mo fall under we no EU rules no because me kuta me worry EU ni wa enti no dia me ko wu na chire no na me wu na chire na omo nya the same mother there enti no and na me say me show say me so responsibility enti na me hu ka me pastor me and another thing is say number say me hu say you see, me 5 years, marriage, no, be so November. Timbe who say next month, me no, I dare me prove, me approve, me buy me be a me Monzo bank or be a Monzo account. Be na me sound so, we need EU phone for no contracts.
Okay.
And I know met me and met me the annual account, marriage certificate, no, they show say maybe 5 years.
Yes, please. Yes, and the 5 years is you have to prove it from the date of the marriage, especially if you were in the UK before the marriage was done on your behalf from Ghana. Then
yes,
you prove the 5 years from the date of the marriage. So Monzo, bank account, bank statements, TV, gas, electricity, insurance, driver license, anything that you had before the marriage continuing up to now would all be evidence of the 5 years.
Because me and I need the end no 4 years pen each.
But or other documents before example if you buy as a visitor. Example.
I'm papa the same thing.
And now buy and what to be a GP, even if you didn't have paper, but what to be a GP. And
GP, them why Monzo phone contract.
That is fine as long as it covers the 5 years from the date of marriage. That is good enough.
Okay. And I one thing is me sound so o ma bre me HMRC so sa bre me say me de kabi on so me sort yeah no so bit my affect the application na.
All they want to see is that you are in the UK for 5 years.
Continue sa you know mo dia ba say me di o mo ka no HMRC ka ne en ka we no.
Be the account and I hope private me afraid HMRC for no I just
me di o mo ka tax.
Oh, dear, okay. So, we identical and two o'clock. I would take from you sending your employment history. I just another insurance contributions, which shows that would etc. etc. We don't know the amount. One normally create amount. If I come on, no more sit now. Why?
All right, that's it. I mean, Shana, you know, so responsibility in the day.
Yeah, so responsibility is a very difficult animal, and you have to choose. I will find a design.
I feel over 2 years this month, yeah.
Okay. With a child that is 2 years, it's going to be difficult for you to prove that you are responsible if the child is with the mother. Okay? Because you make all the major decisions. It's a case called the case of TD Yemen. TD Yemen. Google it. TD Yemen. It shows that the parent who is not with the child or is not in the country where the child is, you make all the major decisions: hospital, feeding, religious life, social life, clothing, everything. How can you prove to me that abufra owani mame hono una we all the major decisions? The idea anka we say mame na te se wa ware okrom ha na oni asam ka woni na ko ana wate se wo wa ha no na oni obi na hyehyɛ oba wan ka no kwen na nkyerɛ nti ɔte ya ne boefu nti ɔde abofra na kɔgya wo busuanfo. Yeah. In that case, it means that the child is not under the mother's control. Okay. Uma, the direction for the child to be raised. If you have a GP hospital, uma instructions. You have all that control. But there is no way you can prove that you have the decision make. Make time, come to the office, let's sit down and see what we can do. Yes?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. And Mercy, I'll take you and then I go to the chat room, take a few questions, and then I will call it a good weekend. Auntie Mercy, let me unmute you, okay?
Good evening, lawyer.
Good evening.
Pastor, I want to say.
I don't.
Yes, so I don't know me about. Well, my sister be Ghana na the question I may say me be saying I mean pay my man. 2019 nka oil connection aba to join EU parents.
Right.
But then it's rather unfortunate to say I'm go through I'm successful because I think say now almost say like they needed more evidence. I just say ni parent. But then during process no man ko sign birth certificate. A new birth certificate my parents now EU no na a ban birth certificate no so. Enti ma passport na no so no ama ni din na kasa ni Ghana birth certificate no so no amba the passport no almost sa ni din on the passport no so.
Right.
Enti anko through in 2019 no say wa connect ni wi na opese ombra UK. Enti no na obisa me say me wa he no like possible say why application was you na any successful no. Okay, so or by UK or betting na and what happens to the passports no because see no you can say okay so or the same passport no or the beba and I just say or your passport from because or call nursing one fa the passport dino na ekoye or the ni din old way no the original name no and the koye nursing no nti no the nursing certificate no a din was no ye different and the passport no so din ye different nti no opese ombra. Is it possible so waiting me up and so waiting me so about this all your passport for fraud and answer no to me about UK? But your question.
Thank you, Ma. I have a topic I'm going to talk about one of these weeks. And Home Office can say you have misled them and therefore you cannot come to the UK. The reason why I chose that topic is because of some decision I'll be designing recently. Or your application, or you see a dimfufo, and a different date of birth. Different name, different date of birth. And or your application 3 times within a short period, within 2-3 years, or you have 3 different applications. Of one or one cassette we're using different name and different birth, and one council said we're using my application beta. And now, unfortunately, let me say, if you once I walk on San, no,
information.
Oh, what's the Saudi? Once you provided your fingerprint, a back for train, maybe 20 years ago, we were and to Okoye, and a train Bibia by home office. Now, sister, I don't know why, sir. My application in 2017, you made application. 2008, you made application. And you made 3 applications within this period. You choose a different name. You did a different date of come again with a different name and different dates of birth. So we don't believe that you are the right person. Now, it's complicated. The senior who can say, so sister or person or your application. Yeah, mechanism consistency is very important.
Okay.
So or person or your application biome not over to the UK with whatever qualification she has to maintain the passport that she used, maintain that date of birth. Because I'm a business, have you used another name before? You should say yes. They don't ask for date of birth, they only ask for another name before. What the key not born in Sana, not a information, but at least what can't no correct, so that will not be used against her. So what sister dinger, then she has to do change of name deed, or she has to gazette the change of name in the Gazette in Ghana. Get that page. I just was a sunny dinner. Attach it to the document. It's a bit complex, but yet now it depends to people as well. We'll see how we can work it out. But some of these things we do just create so much problem for us in future. So it's not the best situation, but we'll see how best we can advise in situations like this. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie Mercy. All right, so Hannibal, I get there. Look here for real me. So let me take one question. It says, Prince Kobe, I say, good evening, lawyer. Good evening, lawyer. Good evening. May what British any European book na me pese me di me wife fit Ghana bah. Which of the book would you advise? Hey, what mama can you? Who are British and our European book? Well, the question I maybe say, time ben a worry. So who worry before 2020? And our evidence I just said when you're ban muda so mudin common kitchen with you and yet you mrano ebe juma. Tieni Americano who worry before 2020 December. Not evidence for what and you the ebe juma. But who worry after 2020? And no dear, and found who use the EU deal, use the British deal, and run will be the UK law and our Omodi and see that is what it is. The date of the marriage will determine which way you should go. Okay, thank you. Hello, lawyer. That is KB. Papa. Okay, yeah, I think you see the number now. Is 079-314-11042. Thank you. I'm in the UK, and when I was filling my visa form in Ghana, did not include my uncle in the application. Now I want to apply. Okay, I think I've answered that too. Yeah, mine just started taking benefits. I've answered that as well. Question 2, I'm seeking to marry some with EU passport who just divorced and want to use a different home address. I've answered that as well. What it means is, sa upesa uwari ubi okra EU passport ewo krom ha. The question then is, wono uwa sitna ana wunia sitna. So wa sitna ewa and you just send nipa ni woba. So wa sitna ne enwuya and you wait na ibibia wo UK. So nipa ni niba ana oni yare bia ebeka so yare ni nti esesa utina ni nchen ha. And ye ebe hia se ubeko fie na kwa sa application no under appendix FM section ECP of the immigration rules and sign away to me as I am back to the UK. That is for your information. Please help us by sharing it on our stats. Okay, that's for the Sunny Child. That is yes, we will do the tap. Hello. I have given COS by employer, which I have submitted my application, but Home Office is now demanding access because my certificate is coming from outside the UK. I was given 10 days to do the to do that. Meanwhile, I was not with my transcript, so I have put in a request for that, but my school is on vacation now, so I called them to let them know my situation and also requested for extension, which I have done that, but I've not received a reply yet. I'm still within the 10 working days. What should I do now? It's good you've replied to the Home Office. Let them understand that your school is on holidays. They should give you another extension of time. They would normally do that. They would normally give you 10, 14 days or 10 working days. So it's good you've done it. At least show them the evidence that you've written to your university, asking for the evidence of your transcripts. And you can attach that to the Home Office for them to see that you've made an effort. On that basis, I'm sure they'll give you the 10 working days extension. Okay, thank you. Another gaps. Should this law be passed, will it affect those with 5 years skilled worker visa? What about those who are on 3 years but will need 2 years later? Will the person be affected after 5 years? Thank you. I think you're talking about the possible change of the rules from 5 years to 10 years. Usually the UK laws don't take retrospective effect. In other words, they don't go back. They take effect from when they are passed. So we hope that if the laws are passed, it will not go back to affect people who are already on a certain type of law or under a certain provision. So let's hope that it will not affect people who are on the 5 years, who are on the 3 years, who are on the 2 years, who are working towards the 5 years as well. Thank you. But we can't know until the rules take effect. When you overstay and you apply family life with a partner with indefinite leave to remain, how long does it take to get a decision? If you overstay, you have a stepchild, you've applied for based on a partner who is in the UK, it could take up to 12 months or more because you did not have a valid visa at the time you applied. So it can take up to 12 months or sometimes more than that. Those who are here legally, they can get it within 24 hours if they pay for the super priority. If you don't have valid visa and you applied, it can take up to 12 months or more. I'm currently on a 10-year round. That is Albert Bakoy. But 2 of my daughters are British citizens, and the third one was, yes, I think my brother have answered that question. Thank you. Please just finish the 2 years and you'll be fine. What makes marriage illegal in the UK? What makes marriage illegal in the UK? Well, intention. If you go and pay the woman that you should marry me to get my krata, that is illegal. Yeah. So I'll just leave it at that. It is illegal, it is sham, it is fake, it is false. So that is just one element of it. Let's go to, maybe we can discuss that in another forum. Emmanuel Safu Kantanka. Please, lawyer, how can someone seeking asylum in Canada be granted citizenship or permanent stay? What are some of the requirements that person would need? Oh, I wish I knew of the Canadian law. I don't. So you can call me. I will give you somebody's contact to assist you. I have a friend in Canada. I'm sure he will know a lawyer there who might be able to assist you. But I'll be giving you a very wrong report if I should claim that I know anything about that. Please. Thank you. Abuna Florence. Please, I want to ask, if you have indefinite leave to remain and you give birth, does your child automatically become a British citizen? 100%, the child is British. Even before the child was born, the child is British in your tummy before the child came out. So the child is British under Section 1.1 of the British Nationality Act of 1981. Your child is a British citizen before they were even born. Thank you. Abna Florence again. If you have a husband and 2.5 years spouse visa and have a child who is British, does he become automatically British, or he still has to keep renewing until 5 years for him to get indefinite leave or British citizenship? Yes, he has to continue with the 2.5 years. get the 5 years in total, get his indefinite before he goes for his indefinite leave, before he goes for his citizenship. So he has to continue with the 2.5 years as it was in the beginning. It is not nice to say you people. Oh, did I say that? If I said that, then forgive me. If if I ever said you people, then please forgive me. I didn't mean to say anything that is offensive. But Jimmy, thank you. God bless you. Bless you too. I appreciate you. Phoenix is very nice. I can read that. Thank you. All right. So I think I have exhausted. Please, my visa expires next year, May, and I would like to travel. Is it possible to return a month before? Yes, it is possible. Just make sure you get back and put in your application before it runs out, please. If you have a child with an EU person with indefinite leave without marriage, can the mother gain his settlement through the child? Yes, the mother can get a 2.5 years through the child that is a British because the father is settled. Again, under Section 1.1 of the British Nationality Act 1981, once the child's father or mother is settled, the child is a British citizen if they are born in the UK. Once the child is British, the other parent who has nothing can then apply based on the child that is a British citizen as well. Now, if the child is, if the parent has nothing, then they'll be on the 10-year route. But if they have valid visa and they meet the other requirements, then they can apply under the 5-year route if all the other requirements met. Thank you. My number again is 079-31411042. 079-31411042. I'm living in Dubai. How can I move to the UK? Please call me later. We'll do that as a whole question on its own. Annabelle, I'll get there. If there has been a break in my visa renewal, which means I overstay a week before reapplying for my visa renewal, will that affect my... Well, I mean, you have 14 days grace period. So if your visa expires today, you are not able to do it before it expires, you have 14 days grace period. Paragraph 39 gives you 14 days grace period to apply, but you have to give reasons why you were not able to apply before it expires. Maybe you have the bereavement, an uncle of yours passed away, a brother passed, somebody's in the hospital, you have the evidence to support, you can send that to them, and I'm sure they would take note of that, and it should not affect your indefinite leave to remain. Okay, I see where the you people is coming from. People think, okay, thank you. Okay, my sister, you were on air on YouTube. Thank you. Anyway, I mean, this is just to correct some people. Some questions, to be honest with you, are posed here, but we can't respond to them because questions need to be a career-ending questions. If you want to share now, na ubi dia kotu baby say lawyer and say na I can't say you might be brainty. We try to be as discreet as possible. If you want a fearsome ufre na uba office near na and near to but we so dear obi any baby will be every few obi any baby will be what empty. Let's try as much as possible to be discreet when we are on this platform. Thank you. Obi Ephraim before say me person me worry Miss sister na me catch us won't me worry sister o say o lawyer na say o mo hu me see misro wa medwuma ya na me yedidi nti ma me me say emma me nti misro enyuma questions ne bi dem ya misa misro wa yesremo. Okay, Abuna, also if you have a husband on 2.5 years, oh, I think I have to answer that. Thank you. If your COS is expiring next 2026 April, but the agency that brought you to UK has no job for you, what is the way forward? I would advise you to look for another employer and shift quickly before it expires. Otherwise, you will be in a very difficult position. Okay, good evening. Do EU citizens still have opportunities to live and work in the UK? Yes, if you have pre-settled status. Yes, if you have settled status. Yes, if not, you have to come and visit, but you cannot stay and work. You have to get an employer and then apply to stay in the UK. I will take Carlos Ninchi and then Sister Sarah Peregrino and then the Zoom user, and that will be it for this weekend. So can we take Carlos Ninchi? I hope I pronounced it well.
Yeah. Good evening, lawyer.
Good evening, my brother. I like the picture you have on your profile. It reminds me of my village.
Okay, that's when I was building my house newly. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an old picture. Yeah. Okay, lawyer. Problem. My problem is I was here. I was having indefinite for more than 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I knew about Ghana. Oba minu wa hanu de wa ho. Until I have 11 years old boy.
Okay.
In Ghana. Yeah. Me na mission in school in BBI. I was paying everything direct in school.
Mm-hmm.
Enti no semidinu ba. Kwan bena me faso.
You're on the 10 years or you have indefinite, yes?
Me on indefinite for past 10 years.
Okay, I'm going to say.
I got on 11 years to say.
Oh,
no, 11 December way. One my me.
London and now.
Yeah. So I'm in London. Me were UK there, but me were outside London.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because of the requirement to show sole responsibility and evading and the Pajoji number 079.
One minute. 079
31
3. Is it 31?
Yes, please.
31
411
okay. 411
042
042.
Yes.
Okay.
07931411042. Mr. Freme, next week Thursday.
Okay.
All right. You better arrange the next. Yeah. Why?
Okay, no problem.
Next week Thursday we'll talk. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Then.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay.
Sister Sarah Peregrino. Sister Sarah, okay, on mute. Yes.
Yeah. Liam Patron, that's the the last time now me you and me fell outside now. Directions beyond. They are not to me address.
Okay.
Address is smart. I don't make code soon to UK like in UK exams.
Okay. We thank God. I'm so line breaking, but I think this is based on the advice from Maya. No, it went through. Thank you for letting us know. But you'll frame it later. I'm so line and yet very quick. All right, sister, I get it. Sister, I get it. Yeah, the line is back, please. Okay, Sister Hannabelle, can you go on?
Yeah, I wanted to. This one is a very quick one. I wanted to ask if you could brief us on self-sponsorship. Because to be honest with you, most of these care jobs are giving us headaches in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I will, but not today. I have to run to my school program.
Which other dates are you a bit free? So like I could hit you about that.
Self-sponsorship. I've taken notes of it. So call me. Tomorrow is Friday. You can call me tomorrow at 3 p.m. UK time. Yes.
3 p.m. UK time. Okay, I will do that.
Sister Hannibal Agade, yeah?
Yes, please.
Topika.
Tony Chwada Klu, Nonye Chohoe.
I see.
Yeah.
Number last year, so call me and then we
Thank you. All right, thank you.
Message and then we could discuss.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. We almost out of time, but I'll take Mr. Bakui and then iPhone, and that'll be thank you. Mr. Bakui, let me unmute you. Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. I have to mute myself. Let me see.
I have unmuted.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Lawyer Wisdom. Just a quick word, because I'm on the 10-year route. Is it possible to invite a brother and a nephew to come and visit me?
Yes, 100%. As for visits, as long as you're in the UK legally, you can invite anybody to visit. It's not your situation they look at. They look at the person's situation, whether they will go back when they can. So yes, you can invite.
Oh, okay. So the brother and the nephew coming together is fine.
It's not a problem. They'll look at everybody separately. If they come, they're working, what shows they are working, how much do they earn, how long they have been working, what's their position, what do they have, what shows they'll go back. They'll look at everybody's case separately. And
okay. So what about the documents to send him? Do I have to send him my daughter's documents as well, or it's only me?
Who is inviting them?
Yeah, I'm inviting them.
So what?
I was thinking because my daughters, they are British citizens.
No. You have to get the kids involved. Yes,
okay.
All right.
Oh, okay. So there's no point adding anything about my children, whatever.
No, I mean the Home Office have your record anyway. They know you are here and you're out.
So they will know.
Father of British citizens. So it's your passport copy, your settlement, evidence of your settlement, your bank statement, basically letter from employer to show that you are here legally. And they also have to add their documents to prove that when they come, they'll definitely.
Yeah, they will definitely go back. Yeah.
Don't be definitely. I've heard it before.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. All right. Okay, I'll take iPhone, and that would be it.
All right. But good evening.
Good evening, bro. I'm saying.
I'm Yadum Boko. But I'm going to be Miss US employer and the mammy, no. And I make us say almost here ethics, no.
Okay.
Me application no almost send the mom now. That was 29th of last month. No mom saw me and say me provide the actors within 10 days. But me transcript now it's in school no package almost be resume on the 13th of this month.
And yes sir, we're emailing one and evidence account which said the school is on vacation. If they responded to that, come out time not wait to me Eddie as anyone. They are very reasonable when it comes to some of these things. So please do that.
Me mom me trust say me like 1 month extension me day evidence say my apply for my transcript no.
Yes.
Online no. Me they send it, me they attach it. First na me apply mail now. Me from no say me reply mail no. Na me ask for extension. But na me na be na sa rejected. Until later on, and I start from because me upload the evidence no. Any letter in now for extension in now. And I'm here, sir. But I won't reply me yet today.
That's for as long as it didn't come back as a mail not delivered, it may almost can. So just wait for it.
Actually, that's it. Let me show.
All right, thank you all. I'm very grateful. Maybe this we'll go through the rest of the week peacefully. That's a yes or that's a next. Yeah, the sign is there. Yami anchoring now. Thank you and God bless. Bye-bye.
So physical money and but me do rap to so me send them in a minute in Sabakandia and then one Taptap Send.
Yeah, ebusiafo amanfo bidin di na akoma pachrewa 1. They recommended Taptap Send amamo. And that's for aba o send ko fa baby a na ye basa omo rating so ye omo ye A1 nti obian load Taptap Send na on say sika for Taptap piao
yɛbɔ hu de wo kyerɛ amansan yɛbɔ hu de wo kyerɛ Ghana for say yɛwɔ akwantu ne de sika kɔfie nie meyɛ mfɛmfa baabi a yɛbɛnu yɛn ho Taptap Send Taptap edemu fua Taptap Send in this street
Taptap and one na Taptap
the one